Well, hello from Cambridge, and welcome back to our special series of 2-minute masterclasses. If you've viewed our introduction, if you've already met the masked marketers, you will already know the Swamp Plan is about boosting your business out of COVID-19 now. It's targeted to get your cash and profits going and keep them flowing long after COVID is a distant memory. The secret is the Swamp Business Plan. SWAMP is an acronym. It stands for Seize, Weaponize, Attack, Measure and Profit. This is not a program for pessimists. As first step to recovery, you need to stop thinking of the lockdown as a problem. You have to think of it as an opportunity to grow. The first step is to seize the opportunity. So, why do we treat COVID as an opportunity? Let's dig a bit deeper into that. Let's ask 4 questions. What's happening now out there in this COVID-dominated world? What's going to happen? How is it going to affect your business? And how will you react? Well, what's happening isn't pretty. Most businesses have closed and are still shut. Most consumers spend most of their time at home. Many are still on furlough. If we look forward, most businesses will, of course, reopen. But for sure, there is going to be much less cash around for a long, long time. So most markets will contract, which will destroy many businesses. What does this bleak picture mean to your business? Your market will probably decline a lot. And it follows that if you lose or even maintain market share, your sales, income, profit, and asset value or capitalization will go into free fall. There is a real risk your business will perish. So what are you going to do about it? If you increase your share of market, your cash flow and profits can grow again, and your business will prosper. In fact, you have little choice but to grow. Grow market share, and you will prosper. But looking on the dark side, you have to grow share or your business could actually die. And that share can only come from one place, your competitors. You have to grow off the back of your competitors. They're your prime source of business, perhaps your only source of business in a falling market. But the good news is they are just as weak as you are, more so because they are still mired in the problem as you are starting to seize the opportunity. It's cruel, but it's the reality of 21st century business. It's you or them as markets contract. It's the law of nature. You eat, or unfortunately, you get et. But you aren't going to get et. You will survive. You're going to get stronger, and we've seen it done and done it ourselves. The secret is our Swamp program, and the opportunity is in your brand. But your brand has to be weaponized to grow, and that is what we're going to do in our next videos. W for weaponizing your brand. Join us, the Masked Marketers of Cambridge, for another Swamp session on the COVID recovery program. Take care, and see you there next time. Well, hello from Cambridge, and welcome back to the Swamp program. In my last video, I said do not look on COVID as a problem. Look on it as an opportunity for your brand. But business is a race for customers and profits, and it takes a brand running on full gas to beat the competition. To seize the COVID opportunity, your brand must first be weaponized. So, let's weaponize it together. First, we need to understand clearly the part a brand plays on the battlefield of commerce. Your brand has to be chosen, and chosen, and chosen, and chosen for you to keep your profits growing. So we should understand the dynamics of choice, the choosing process, and that we do in Weaponize Part 2. And finally, we will get down to composing a slogan for your brand so that it does get chosen every time. When we, any of us, think of spending money on something, it's a product we mostly decide to buy, something quite generic, not usually a brand. But when it gets to the moment of truth, the purchase action, we always choose a brand. Let's look at a few concrete examples. Let's say I want something to wash my hair. I look for a shampoo. Shampoo is a product, a generic to get my hair clean, beautifully clean, free of dandruff maybe. But when I get to the store or click on Amazon, I choose a brand. In my case, Head & Shoulders. Look, no dandruff. We fancy a whiskey, but we choose Jack Daniels, a brand. We decide to buy trainers, a product, but we probably choose Adidas, or Nike maybe, a brand for sure. A beer? Sounds good, but we choose Carlsberg, or one of the thousands of beer brands around these days. Fast food? A burger perhaps. Chicken nuggets? Surely McDonald's. An evening down the pub? Wetherspoon maybe. For me, it's the Plough. An Indian take-home? Zara's, my local, great curry. Works for services too, a solicitor, global. Clifford Chance maybe. Place a bet? Probably you'll choose Paddy Power. A haircut? Tony and Guy maybe, and a bank. Could be you'll choose Barclays. We set out to buy products, but we mostly choose brands. We go out with a shopping list of products to the supermarket, but we come home with a basket of brands. What happened between that shopping list of products and that basket of brands? Well, choice is what happened. We shopped for products, but every time we chose a brand. Between plan and action, between shopping list and basket, we had a choice, and we chose a brand. So what does this mean for your brand? Well, it has to be chosen, not just once, but over and over again. It is only if it is chosen in preference over competitors, over and over again, that the cash flow and the profits grow sustainably. Sustainable cash flow and profits are all about choice, and that is what our next Swamp video is all about. Choice. Join us, the Masked Marketers of Cambridge, for another Swamp session on the COVID recovery programme. Take care and see you there next time. Well, hello again from Cambridge and welcome back to the Swamp COVID recovery programme. In my first video on weaponizing your brand, I put it that for you to make money, your brand has to be chosen again and again and again. Put simply, sustainable cash flow and profits are all about brand choice. Well, in this video, we will dig deeper into the dynamics of choice. Why is a brand chosen and how does it come about? It's quite a simple process in essence. As customers, we choose one brand over another the first time, expecting it to suit our particular needs better than others. We expect the brand to offer us something special, something different. When we repeat, when we choose the same brand a second time, the process is a bit more complex. We expect that difference each time. The first time we chose the brand, we expected it to give us something special, something different, and when we did indeed choose it, we experienced the brand. We discovered the brand to be what it said it was, different and special. If we didn't find it lived up to its promise to be special, we probably won't choose it a second time. So let's assume it did live up to expectations. There are few brands we choose every hour or even every day. Some time will have elapsed when we choose it again, so we have to remember that the brand was indeed what it said it was, different and special. Only then will we choose it again. We expected the brand to be special, we found it to be special, and we remember it to have been special. So here is the challenge. Is your brand up to it? Is it to be chosen again and again by your typical customer? Some hard questions. Does your customer expect the brand to be different, special? Discover the brand to be different and special? Remember the brand to be different and special each and every time, before, during and after purchase? If the answer is yes, yes, yes and yes, you do not need to weaponize your brand. It is a brand in flight. It is chosen. But if your answer is different, it's no, I don't know. Does your customer every time expect the brand to be different and special? No, I don't know. Does your customer discover the brand to be different, special? Answer, no, don't know. And does your customer remember the brand to be different and special? And the answer is no, don't know. Your brand undoubtedly then needs weaponizing. What your brand needs is to develop a slogan to set it apart from its competitors. And that is precisely what we will do in the next session. Join us, the Masked Marketers of Cambridge, in another Swamp session on the COVID recovery programme. Take care and see you there. Well, hello again from Cambridge and welcome back to the Swamp COVID recovery programme. In the previous video on weaponizing a brand, we explored the dynamics of choice, how a brand gets chosen repeatedly. Choice is the key to cash flow and profits. In this video, we will explore why a slogan is needed and how to compose an effective slogan which will do the business, differentiating your brand, setting it apart from its competitors in the minds of customers. So let's revisit the choice process. Your customer must expect the brand to be special, must discover that it is special, and must remember that it is special. To achieve that last requirement, your customer almost certainly needs to be reminded that your brand is special. Your brand, in other words, must have a voice. Your brand must speak and say, "Hi, you will discover that I am different and special. See, I am different and special. Remember, I was and still am different and special." But your brand has no voice. It's mute. You have to speak for your brand. And the quick answer is a slogan, a competitive slogan. To get that slogan right, you have to know your brand well. Of course, you have to identify your brand before you do anything. It's the face of your product or service to your customers. But once you have the brand in your sights, listen to it. Interrogate your brand until it confesses to its strengths. What makes it different, special? Ask it who are its competitors. McDonald's, for example, has many. Direct competitors, Burger King, Five Guys, Byron's. Less direct, the Pizza Guys, Domino's, Papa John's. Still less direct, local pubs and restaurants and supermarkets like Tesco, Sainsbury's and Morrison's, who will sell you a cheap burger to fry yourself at home. Now set slogan objectives. Those objectives must be clear, that because of your slogan, your customers see the brand as special and different. And write the objectives down. If you don't, you will fail. Write the message objectives. P&G calls this a copy strategy, and I do out of habit. But it doesn't matter what you call it, as long as it runs pretty much as follows. The objective of this slogan is to persuade customers, X, that my brand, we'll call Y, is different from competitors. Then all you have to do is write it. If you Google great brand slogans, you will find lots of good slogans. Here are one or two I just invented. Haute cuisine in an ancient pub. The family solicitor, who cares? Only fresh fish with your British chips. Thai food with a Thai smile, where real barbers do real barbering. You can do better, of course, for yourself, but write down objectives first. In our next video, we'll put this slogan to work to attack the opportunity. Join us, the Masked Marketers of Cambridge, in another swamp session on the COVID recovery programme. Take care and see you there. Well, hello from Cambridge and welcome again to the Swamp COVID Recovery Programme as we look at attacking the business opportunity offered by COVID-19. In the first videos, we looked at the opportunity to be seized, a unique opportunity to grow cash flow and profits. To get things going, you have to weaponize your brand. So in 3 videos, we looked at what makes a brand so important, how in our heads we plan to buy products, but we end up choosing brands. And choice is the key to cash flow and profits. A choice is a dynamic process. To get chosen repeatedly, your customer must expect the brand to be special, must discover that it is special, and must remember that it is special, and your customer needs to be reminded that your brand is special. Your brand, in other words, must have a voice. Your brand must speak and say, "You will discover that I am different and special. See, I am different and special. Remember, I was and still am different and special." But of course your brand has no voice. You have to speak for your brand, and the quick answer is a slogan, a competitive slogan. In the last video we learned to set slogan objectives on these lines. The objectives of this slogan is to persuade customers, X, brand, Y, is different from competitors. So the slogan is written. It is competitive, it sets your brand apart from the competition. Time to attack the opportunity. Get your competitive slogan in everywhere. This isn't about money or choice of media or other marketing stuff recommended by consultants, gurus and other experts. Do not spend buckets of money. It is not necessary. We are doing this to help you make money, not throw it about. Just get that slogan out there. Not selectively, everywhere. Some suggestions. Get it on every package. Get it on every invoice, in every letter, in every email. Get it on every page of your website, in every advertisement, in every conversation, with every customer, in conversation with anyone whenever the brand is mentioned, on every sign of any sort. Get it everywhere. That's all there is to attacking the opportunity now. Don't spend money, but use your brand slogan everywhere, and you will be chosen. And you will start to get your cash flow and your profits growing again. Which brings us to the end of Swamp Phase 1. Seize the coronavirus opportunity. Weaponize your brand with a competitive slogan and attack with the brand slogan everywhere. In the second phase of Swamp, we will turn to the longer term, measuring your brand's cash value and building its profits on the ladder to loyalty. Join us, the Masked Marketers of Cambridge, in another Swamp session on the COVID Recovery Programme. Take care and hope to see you there soon. Well, hello from Cambridge and welcome again to the Swamp COVID Recovery Programme as we answer one central question. What is your brand worth in cash? In our first Swamp videos, we looked at the opportunity offered by COVID-19, how what seems to be a dire problem is in reality a unique opportunity to grow cash flow and profits. And we weaponized your brand with a competitive slogan. You've attacked the opportunity by inserting that slogan everywhere you can, and the cash flow and profits are starting to flow back to your business. In phase 2, we turn to the long term. It was Ronald Reagan, 40th President of the United States of America, who said memorably, "When you're up to your armpits in alligators, it's easy to forget you came to drain the swamp." Business is about making money in the long term too, easily forgotten, today, tomorrow, and until we choose to retire. So how does your brand keep that cash flowing and the profits building sustainably? That is, after all, what we are in business for, no? Well, it does it 3 ways. Your brand has 3 cash values. It is, of course, an income generator. It gets you sales. Each time your brand is chosen, there is a sale. Simple. It's a profit center too. It helps you get a good price, and that gets you margin and pushes profits. But there's something about your brand often overlooked in classrooms and boardrooms alike. Your brand is a financial asset. It is worth money. Okay, your accountant will tell you your brand is an intangible financial asset. Well, who needs an intangible asset that you can't even put on the balance sheet? Well, perhaps a better question is who has an intangible asset or two? And the answer is perhaps surprising and certainly inspiring. There are some happy folk with intangibles worth billions of dollars. Nike worth $30 billion, Coke $66 billion, Google $165 billion, and Apple a measly $214 billion. Of course, you are not Apple yet, but your brand is worth cash, and its cash value can be measured. It's actually quite simple. How much profit you make on each transaction, each sale, factoring in the number of loyal customers you have, and completed with a loyalty factor, essentially an estimate of how many transactions you can expect from a loyal customer. Stir that together and you get an expectation of future profits, and that is worth cash. You could measure your brand's value by employing Interbrand, but that will cost you serious money. Better perhaps our brand value measurement tool, which is free. Well, here is the text. It's pretty busy. You can freeze the video and screen grab these slides, and that's fine. But if you'd like a copy of the text and a simple Excel template, send us an email to swampbusinessplan@gmail.com and we'll email the files back. There's very important stuff to be learned from this tool. Asset value flows from customer loyalty. More loyal customers means more profits and more asset cash value. Differentiating your brand with that slogan gets you chosen, which leads to loyalty and so to profits. In our final video, we go deeper into this loyalty cash connection. Come back and join the masked marketers on the Cambridge ladder to loyalty and profits. Take care and hope to see you back soon. Well, hello again and welcome to the final video of the COVID Business Recovery Program. If you've followed our previous videos, you're already on your way out of the COVID tunnel. You've seized the COVID opportunity, you've weaponized your brand, you've composed that slogan that sets it apart from pesky competitors. Sales and cash flow are starting to pick up. Your brand is well on the way to recovery. You will have had a first stab at measuring your brand's cash value, but most important of all, you will have taken on board that brand loyalty is the key to income, profits, and asset value. The brand journey begins with differentiation, and that drives customer choice, but the journey ends with sustained profitability and the long-term profits that can only be driven by loyalty. The more loyal customers and the greater their loyalty, the more sustainable your income, cash flow, and profits, and the greater value of your brand. So it is the loyalty ladder we climb in this last video. Climb the ladder to loyalty and your brand will be profitable for a long, long time. What is this tool we call the Cambridge Loyalty Ladder? What is it and what is it for? Well, none of us becomes a loyal customer overnight. From the time we hear of a brand for the first time to the moment we can describe ourselves as loyal is a lot of rungs. Let's look at the process by which a customer climbs the ladder from ignorance to loyalty. Vans is a well-known and respected brand of shoes, but until my daughter said she desperately wanted her first pair of Vans, I'd never heard of the brand. And that's the starting point. Let's call it the floor. The potential customer has no brand awareness. So when the daughter said it had to be Vans or she'd leave home, I became aware of the brand's existence, the first rung on the ladder, brand awareness. But all I knew was a name, so the next rung is brand knowledge. They're shoes, and they're not cheap. They say they're good quality. Well, we'll see. I start to do a bit of research, look at their advertising, ask other parents. They're good quality, stylish, cool. I'm developing a positive brand attitude. Okay, I'm convinced. I will buy them for my princess, who of course deserves the best. And in due course, I take out a mortgage and buy our first Vans shoes. They're good. Deliver what they say on the tin. We're very satisfied. So we buy another pair. And they're good too. So we're developing into loyal customers of brand Vans. My wife now has several Vans golf shoes. She loves them. We will undoubtedly buy them again and again. It's not a short journey from zero awareness to loyalty, but for your brand it is worth the climb. You don't have to coax a customer to the top to win. You win on the way. The higher you climb, the greater your profits, and the more sustainable, and the more your brand is worth. So that's it. To wrap up the program, seize the COVID growth opportunity, compose a slogan that sets your brand apart from competitors, attack the opportunity everywhere using the slogan that differentiates your brand. Make sure your product delivers on its promise always. Then measure your brand's cash value, coax customers up the loyalty ladder, growing profits on every rung. Of course, building business never stops, and nor do we in giving help, masked until we can safely take them off. If you want to carry on the journey, take a few moments to scope our epilogue. Head for the exit. Hope to see you again there.